Andra.
Hello.
Could you tell us why you chose to pursue an MSW degree?
Sure. I was thinking about this answer quite a bit, but I think it boils down to I became increasingly more aware of vulnerable people and social injustice, and so aware that I couldn't not do anything anymore, and so I came to be able to embody love to people who need it.
Okay, all right. So you were a part-time student. Can you tell us how did your cohort support each other in the 4 years that you moved through the program together?
I think what is unique about the part-time program is that it's 4 years. That's a whole lot of life that happens in 4 years. And so we became very close, getting to know each other, weddings and babies. Personally, the first Saturday of our first Saturday class of our first year, we had a fire in my home and we lost everything. And without even knowing me, as soon as my cohort became aware of it, they started flooding us, my family, with gift cards and anything that we might need in order to start replacing all that we had lost. And so that was something, I think, unique. Hopefully not everybody experiences that, but it speaks to the kind of relationship that is formed through our cohorts.
I remember when that happened.
Yeah.
Wow, all those years ago.
Mm-hmm.
As a community specialization student, what learning opportunities did you have from your internships?
So the first internship I did, I was able to do school-based clinical therapy, which was my first experience doing any kind of therapy, and so that was a huge learning curve. The second internship I had was with the Department of Mental Health in their Children's Systems of Care, which is an admin department. And so I actually got an amazing experience being able to help support and kind of be on the admin side of providing oversight to different programs offered by the Department of Mental Health. So their most intensive program at the time, IFCCS, I was an integral part in creating actually a tool to evaluate how agencies were utilizing the program, which felt like a tremendous honor and maybe way more responsibility than I should have been given. But had an amazing supervisor who just facilitated and supported and make sure that we were equipped to do the job well. It was an amazing experience. Even being able to sit in on administrative level meetings with the Department of Mental Health was phenomenal. Just felt like a tremendous honor to be able to just sit and be a fly on the wall, let alone have some sort of a voice and input into the process. So it's a great experience.
Yeah, great. So can you tell us what you're doing now in your current job as you're working with young children?
Yes. So currently I work at an amazing organization in Los Angeles called VIP, Violence Intervention Program. I work in their Birth to 5 department, doing clinical therapy with babies, which I didn't even know was a thing. So actually the first time I heard about it was in my interview. And it is amazing, even just as I was describing through the interview process, the way that I do therapy and really valuing working with the parent. And the Birth to 5 supervisor was like, that's what we do. That's dyadic work, working with the dyad. What's unique about it is I think when I think of the impact that maybe I could have as a therapist, realizing it's just one time a week, 1 hour, 1 day out of once a week, compared to the impact that I might be able to have working with a caregiver and a child. The caregiver is with that child 24/7, and so being able to support and equip that parent, that caregiver, to understand their child, to understand the child's behaviors, to understand what the child the meaning that the child has made of the things that they've experienced, is amazing. I think it's also maybe one of the more challenging parts of dyadic work, and maybe why people aren't flooding the field. But it's so unique. It's so very unique to be able to work with a child and the caregiver, and to work in the intangible, the invisible stuff of souls. Mm-hmm. To work on the relationship between a child and a parent, to work on things like attachment and attunement and enjoyment, and to be able to build and foster those things, especially for kids who have come through trauma, through foster care system or in utero exposure to drugs and alcohol, or exposure to domestic violence or physical abuse. to be able to help the parents look at a child that they might just think, oh, he's really, really bad, and instead be able to view that child through different lenses, to say, what if there's no such thing as a bad child? Well, then what might we make of this behavior? Oh, well, he's hitting, through an attachment lens. What was he exposed to? That year 2, children want to be like their caregiver in order to develop a healthy attachment. They just want to be like their caregiver. So if we see a 2-year-old hitting, we could think, you're being bad. But if we understand that child saw dad hitting mom, and so the child is hitting, it gives us a different lens to view the child's behaviors. And it really is magical when a parent stops viewing their child as bad and starts to understand them through their experiences and view them as a person instead of maybe just an accessory that we cart around, but realizing that that child is making meaning of all of these things that have happened is just really unique and wondrous work.
Well, one of the great things about a social work career is the variety of settings you can work in. And you've just given us 3 very different settings that you've already experienced between your internships and what you're doing now. So that's great.
Yes.
So thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you.